Welcome back, my baby bats, to another episode of Sherlock Holmes in the Case of the Rose Tattoo. We just visited Mycrofton Hospital, where we got some scrapings from a clock face in the Diogenes, which proved that it was a bomb. And now Sherlock is now, has his head on right, and is going to be, I guess, now doing his job investigating.
My compliments, Mr. Rigby. The early bird gets the worm, what?
News don't wait on a slugger-bed, Mr. Holmes. I'm sorry about your brother's misfortune. Government can't afford the loss. What are his prospects, sir, if I might ask?
His condition is guarded. Your concern is appreciated.
Well, the best of British luck to him. And pardon the banner, I'm obliged to display it.
You must make your living, Jonas, as must we all.
Oh, so Mycroft is a minister or something. The Wiggins.
You got clouds of your own, I think.
Has anyone been lurking about 221B, Wiggins?
Not that I noticed. Sorry about your brother, sir. Anything I can do?
Nothing, and more's the pity. Thank you.
Give me a word if I can help.
Are the rest of your lads available, Wiggins?
They're on holiday at the workhouse. If you got a job, I'm for it. On the usual terms, of course.
A quiet watch, Constable?
As I prefer it, Mr. Holmes.
I'd like a word with Lestrade.
You're not alone, sir, but the inspector is engaged, and he's left particular orders not to be disturbed even by
Don't
you.
let Sherlock in.
The yard seems quite deserted. What's the reason?
Lawful folk are at home, and the criminal classes see I'm on duty. I'm always on duty. Haven't had a tea break in donkey's years.
Lord.
Is Augie still schooling you at Three-Card Monte?
The man's an unnatural wizard. I never win. I swear he could retire to Blackpool on the brass he's taken off me.
It's a mug's game, Constable, but nobody wins all the time. Hello, Augie. Anything doing?
Not enough. Give people what they want and where's a thanks. But I'll forget my manners. Condolences on your brother's demise.
Your expression is premature. Mycroft is alive.
Oh, but near death, surely. I have it on the best authority.
Your source is impeachable. Demand a refund. What more have you heard about the Diogenes Club explosion?
A working stiff don't have time for idle chatter, Mr. Holmes. Even surmise always a prize.
On principle, I never purchase information. Perhaps you can suggest how we might overcome this scruple.
Indeed I can. Ante up a shilling and we'll play a little free card Monty for the tidbit. Best 2 out of 3. You win, the info's free. Lose, it's yours for 10 bob. Eh?
Now. You know why he never wins?
Contrary to the adage, Oggy, the hand is not always quicker than the eye. Yours is prosecutably slow.
Have a heart. Keep it to yourself. Here's a nugget. 2 hard Irish lads was in the city, both of 'em familiar with the niceties of gelignite and mean enough to use it. Trashing a fancy English club might just suit their fancy.
Names? Whereabouts?
No names.
Suppose I tell the police that this game has never been on the square and that you've nicked them all.
No need to get violent. I heard those boyos was looking for a party name of Boyd something. A coal miner, I heard. That's all I got, I swear.
That may be what the police call a lead. I have to be somewhat more discriminating. Oggy, are you always plying your dubious trade?
The rich can afford to rest, Mr. Holmes. A poor man must make brass where he can.
As you seem to appreciate a platitude, you might reflect on the one that declares that there is no rest for the wicked. You want to know the secret to Augie's success?
Only slightly less than the Ripper's real name.
Might I see Lestrade on the strength of it?
The door is yours. Once inside, you're on your own hook.
Fine. After Augie manipulates the cards, tell him to move away from the table. Say that if your card is not one of those face down, he's in for a stay at Pentonville. I guarantee you'll start to recoup some of your losses.
He's been bombing a card, then.
Some secrets are just too tawdry to tell, Constable.
Well, dang, let's just hope for something good, damn. Huh.
Sergeant, might I have a word with Inspector Lestrade?
You might, Mr. Holmes, if he were free, but as you see, he's not.
Dissipating his meagre talents on trivialities, no doubt.
You'd know best. If you wish to wait, you may take a seat.
Vision might be premature. He was arrested during the 90s. His complexion alters. Came all the way here for nothing. Maybe I could go see Mycroft or some shit. I ask him about the 2 Irish people. Which is kind of fucked up. It's like... in America, like say, oh yeah, 2 Mexican guys just came in. Racist. Didn't see my brother.
Matron, I would like to see my brother, Mycroft Holmes.
Your desire and hospital policy do not happen to coincide.
Hospital policy be damned, he's in a precarious condition.
Language, Mr. Holmes. Don't make me call the police.
Why this animus? Is it that incident with the bedpans? Do you still hold a grudge for that student prank?
Assume what you will. Your tenure here was mercifully brief. The medical profession lost nothing when you left us.
No need to be insulting, matron.
As neither of you have any official standing here, please move along.
Lord.
A person in your position should not be guided by prejudice, matron.
You've never thought much of my judgment or my authority, Mr. Holmes. Now, if there's nothing more, please leave.
See what happens. See what happens when you put Catholics in charge. I'm such an asshole. She's a bigger asshole. She's I swear, like, you got Sherlock's, like, little narrative of stuff and Watson's narrative is, like, different. Like, if he survives his illness, this poor soul will likely expire from boredom. One of the many ways there are to die. If you can match this absurdity of departing this life clothed in ridiculous garments after having been forced to lie interminably in a draughty hall, completely ignored by one and all. God! That's so fucking funny. That's so fucking Here, I have to step back to look at him. Wait, let's say. Appear to be appearance down to being highly contagious influenza. The super. Yeah, they got the flu. Are they spreading it? They got either chill here or be out there getting harassed by the. Oh, wow. Jesus. If I just go.
Confine yourselves to this hall, or you'll be forcibly removed.
Ugh. How did you get in?
Is change forbidden at Bart's?
So it would seem. I feel transported back in time.
Indeed, to the Dark Ages or some similarly dismal and repressive era.
No. To my days as a staff surgeon.
Perhaps to the heyday of the Inquisition. A single glimpse of Matron the Merciless recalled a legion of disagreeable memories.
Sherlock.
I'd like to throttle the desiccated old bat.
Render a valuable public service, but I doubt you would make the Queen's Honours List for your trouble.
How did you bypass this impediment?
Via the morgue. It's the only convenient way to enter and avoid a night in the Bow Street lockup.
Watson, will this influenza become an epidemic?
I don't know, Holmes, but any viral disease poses a serious risk even to the healthy.
In that case, a hospital is no place to be. Let us stay no longer than absolutely necessary.
Yes, it would become an epidemic. That's why we have flu shots now.
I trust you have no objection if we visit the coroner.
You trust in vain. Dr. Watson has recently pestered him. I can't think of any reason why you should do the same.
But
Suggestions, Watson? Before the top of my head blows off, please.
Calm yourself, Holmes. She is a law unto herself, but like many petty tyrants, she may be favourably disposed toward the trappings and requests of officialdom.
can I talk to him? He's got the flu too.
Excuse me, sir. What is your ailment?
Stagnation at lungs. I'm weak.
Then why are you languishing in this draughty hall?
They're going to stitch up my head what I bashed when I fainted. So I got to take me chances. But if I get this new influenza, I'm for it.
Good lord, getting the flu on top of respiratory infection, good god. This is like pneumonia, having pneumonia and the flu.
Sir, how long have you been unattended in this wretched hall?
For bleeding ever, if you'll excuse the expression. No one tells me what's going on, I'm not furniture.
Are you gonna call her a bitch? I would.
Matron, why is this patient forced to languish in this pestiferous hall?
This hall is scrubbed daily. The patient and his insignificant ailments wait on the convenience of one of our most distinguished physicians.
By the time that worthy arrives, he may be able to add pneumonia or influenza to the man's symptoms.
Tend to your own knitting, Mr. Holmes. We will attend to ours.
I'm gonna talk a little bit of shit. A little more shit. Now, you see, thing about Mother Teresa, people talk about how great she was and all that blah, 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 blah. Guess what? This is false. Her freaking clinic for the, underprivileged people, she basically just gave them a place to rest, to die. And she wouldn't give them, and people, specifically talked about lepers. The thing about leprosy is, this was recent, right? Leprosy is literally just a basic infection and can be cured easily with just, one round of antibiotics. It was bad. It was a bad thing back then because, they didn't know, what infections were and whatnot. But now it's easily cured. But she refused to give it to them because she believed suffering brought you closer to God. She wouldn't even give pain relief. And you could always, it was said that you could find her clinic by hearing the screams. And I'm telling you, she was a serial killer. People ask me who my favorite serial killer was, I say freaking Mother Teresa. Because not only did she get away with it, she was praised for it. Maybe after I talk and do all this, that I go back, maybe Lestrade is... Oh, let's check here to see what we can do.
Forbes, I'd like to go inside. Please assist me.
Until further notice, sir, the club is closed to members and guests.
I'm not here for a scotch and soda. I wish to examine the premises.
Impossible. Only authorized representatives of the constabulary are allowed inside.
What are you playing at? You deluded martinet, you...
Your attitude is deplorable, Forbes, but I suppose I must oblige you. Forbes, what happened after the explosion? Did you notice anything unusual?
I was stunned. Not myself for a few moments.
You saw no one on the street when you revived?
No one except yourselves.
By the way, what's on my lips is hardcore. Ecstasy. I just kind of figured, you know, it's appropriate. Well, this is a fucking waste. Come on, Lestrade. Please tell me Lestrade is like... Is he no longer, like, you know... Are you available, Lestrade?
Is Lestrade inside?
I assume. He's not obliged to inform me of his comings and goings, Mr. Holmes. Go in if you wish.
Yay. Shit, he's still busy. God damn it.
When might Lestrade be available, Sergeant?
I couldn't say, sir. She's been burning his ear for a longer spell and shows no sign of weakening. I got tongue-lashed for interrupting.
What's her problem?
Claims her brother's being wrongfully detained. Flapdoodle, of course. But the inspector's going the extra mile. There being allegations of high-handedness. He may see Gregson looking over his shoulder, if you take my meaning.
How's the family, Sergeant?
Down with the grip, Mr. Holmes. Terrible cramps. I'm far from tip-top myself.
Sorry to hear it. Might I speak with Inspector Gregson?
Of course. And might I say, sir, how sorry I am about your brother. It's out of human hands, isn't it? Terrible business, these gas explosions.
Yes, thank you, Sergeant. I'll just pop over to Gregson.
Mr. Holmes, Doctor, what can I do for you?
Has there been any news concerning the fire at the Diogenes?
The brigade confirmed our suspicions, sir. A spark of unknown origin ignited a gas main. The explosion was a regrettable accident.
What is regrettable, Inspector, is that the brigade doesn't possess the brain power to perform simple logic. As long as the cause of the spark remains unknown, the ultimate cause of the fire cannot be otherwise.
Just doing my job.
Does Lestrade have anything to add to the brigade's report?
Doubtful. He has several cases running and was eager to close the book on this one.
Typical. Always the easy way.
Well, he's not as acute as he was, and compassion is not a strong point, but our workload is quite overwhelming.
If the man is overworked, let him say so. Platitudes merely mask incompetence and lack of imagination. The callous numbskull.
Holmes, please, moderate your tone. Well spoken, Mr. Holmes, if you'll permit me to say so.
Oh, shit!
Can you give me authority to investigate this Diogenes business?
That I can't, Mr. Holmes, and it pains me to deprive you, but Lestrade is in charge. I can't interfere, I'm sorry.
Damn.
Do you credit the rumor that Irish hooligans are abroad in the city?
If you're suggesting that terrorists are behind the Diogenes explosion, Mr. Holmes, I can't encourage you.
What if there were evidence of a bomb having been ignited?
If you have such evidence, I want to see it. I'd want to know where it was found and why it was not turned over to the office. But I believe there is no such evidence. The Diogenes is not their sort of target.
Tell that to my brother.
I think that's enough, Holmes.
Police bureaucracy is perfectly suited for certain types of work.
What types are those, Holmes?
The tedious, the repetitive, the fatuous, the unimaginative, and the squalid.
As that covers most criminal activity, it's a wonder you stay busy.
Drop the sarcasm, Doctor. I'm determined to be angry with the police. If I am unreasonable, I expect you to humor me.
Good God!
May a patient's maladies be diagnosed from their ravings?
A specialist might be able to. I'll wager alcohol plays a part in this episode.
Is it current drink, a history of abuse, or a seizure?
It's a fair question.
Note the particularity of his tics and gyrations.
They are suggestive.
And the alterations of his complexion.
An even better observation. I have been as previous as the police. The man is ill, some form of epilepsy, perhaps.
You appear discomfited, Watson. Is there a problem?
Do not concern yourself, Holmes. The draft is wreaking havoc on my sinuses. Simply makes me feel more thick-headed than usual.
How can we talk to the brute and not get arrested, Watson?
We can wait and watch our hair turn grey, or help his current victim along.
Sergeant, why is that man being held in the lockup?
Nutty as the proverbial fruitcake, as you can hear. He's waiting for a lift to St. Mary's.
What is the delay?
That woman claims he's nut bunkers. She says he's sick.
She is indubitably correct, but how sick, and from what? Sergeant, I believe your prisoner is ill.
There's no doubt about it, Mr. Holmes. Mentally defunct, I'd say. Criminally insane. No telling what he'll get up to on the loose.
I think not. He's an epileptic. Dr. Watson will support my observation.
Well, I'm loath to contradict you, Mr. Holmes. But your say-so just don't cut it in this instance. The bloke's loopy.
Sergeant, has the elderly female party become a permanent fixture?
You might say, Mr. Holmes. She used to char here. Now she thinks we're guests in her parlour. Haven't the heart to disabuse her.
You appear discomfited.
Do not concern.
Is there anything here to detain us further, Watson?
If we don't talk to Lestrade, did we not waste our time?
It's like I go to each place and I get a little further each time. This game is tedious. I have no idea what to do. Well, you know, I'm just curious just to see what the hell he says.
Do you have strength to continue straight away, Watson?
Strength doesn't signify, Holmes. It's the will that counts. I've got a nasty catarrh, and I'm exhausted, but my spirit is undaunted.
Stout fellow. Let's carry on. You have strength to...
Nope.
Strength, stout fellow. Have I remarked, Watson, that Wiggins possesses admirable pluck?
You once noted he had the makings of a master criminal.
Quite right. Resourceful as a spider, fearless as a mongoose, and discreet as a crocodile bird.
You might as well have said he had the makings of a great detective.
I did, Watson, I did indeed.
Hit. I'm gonna look for Irish people.
What are you up to, Wiggins?
Perfecting me education. Care to donate to the cause?
I've no time for jokes.
Then you've no use for me. My life's a joke. A bad one.
I'm sorry I was rude, Wiggins. Stay near, won't you? I'm sure I'll need your assistance. Your kindness to Wiggins does you credit, Jonas.
It's little enough. He's led a hard life. He sails too close to the wind from time to time, but he's a good boy for all that.
The mean streets waste 100 like Wiggins every day, Mr. Rigby. You've given him a chance to grow up.
May I live to see it.
Can I buy a paper from him?
Any dubious goings-on in the vicinity, Mr. Rigby?
Business has been brisk, Mr. Holmes. The reports of your brother's accident have been devoured by the public, ravenous for morsels of misfortune.
Fools cannot be educated or converted, Jonas. They may only be exposed.
Yo. Sherlock, man.
Everything all right with you, Jonas?
Can't complain, Mr. Holmes. And if I did, I would listen.
Too true. There's so little kindness in the world.
Can you buy a newspaper? I guess not. Damn it. Here I am. Half an hour later, and I don't know what. Familiar. Like. Dang it! Freaking TV with my ears. Yeah, this torch needs to be put out.
Was that really necessary, Mr. Holmes?
Yes.
Probably not, but I despise torchlight. I can see now that it makes no difference. My brother wondered if the fire brigade might have missed anything.
Nothing, Mr. Holmes. You've come in vain.
Any items or circumstances that seem not in accord with a gas explosion?
The brigade is satisfied that there's no evidence to the contrary.
Any odd or personal effects discovered?
No, nothing of a private nature has been removed from the club. I'm sworn to protect members' property and I will perform my duty.
Wait, can I show the clock face at the to the other inspector at Gothmother? Oh, but that's what I'm supposed to do. I keep forgetting. That good laboratory. Oh, I am touched by the glass. That's another thing about this gloss. It's gloss, so if you touch it, it's gonna come off.
Is Lestrade inside?
I assume. He's not obliged to inform me of his comings and goings, Mr. Holmes. Go in if you wish.
Sergeant has the you might say, Mr. Holmes.
Okay, I am stuck, so this is a good time for us to stop. I don't want to go through a walkthrough, but I remember getting stuck at this, like, video gaminess a lot. There might be something I didn't move my mouse over or didn't click or look at, you know. So, I probably just did that. Oh! Oh, it's biting my teeth. Anyways, I'm gonna go see if I can figure out what all this is, and start recording again once I figure it out. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please like this, subscribe, mind your Gothmother.